So we've now got two lots of lights. The next thing I'm going to do is just check that they're actually working. You know, it would be easy to fit them, and then if you've got a fault, you don't know where it is, you've got to start pulling it all apart again. So I get into the habit of checking every lead that I put together. It takes seconds to do. Peace of mind. And with all things electrical, it's about establishing where the fault might be. If you know the leads are working and the wires are working, it might be a connection to the BE unit, something like that. So I'm just going to clear off the ends of these. I think that's done all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Now the battery on this little device is just a spare connector with 2 wires on it and some tape, and there's a piece of card in there to stop the two coming across and touching each other, because you don't want a short. I use that an awful lot for just checking bolts. Let's just try this one. Red's positive. There we go, that one's working fine. Red positive, the white one's working fine. That one's working. Just flick it a touch, let me just check that again. Pretty sure it's okay, but well, yeah, that's fine. And last but not least, come here. There we go, that one's working as well. I don't leave that on there because it could touch across something metal, cause a short. Just keep it separate. So both of those have been checked now. So the next thing I'm going to do now is, no, let me just get rid of those. Is to put them inside the actual headlight units. So let's start with this one. So look at it. This one is the left hand, and the 3 component parts that go with it, and 3 of these very small screws as well. Just find number 2. Is number 1, sorry. Is it number 1? Yeah, it's number 1. Don't need that. Make a bit of space. So, those are the, double check, with the yellow wire is the offside. So that's going to go with that one. We're doing the left hand, the near side, so that's these. No matter which one we start with, I suppose. Give my piece of paper back so I can just remember which one goes where. Excuse me a second. Picked a bit of a cough. So the main beam one is the black one. So let's do the main beam first. The main beam, according to this, goes into there, like that, and is held in with this particular item. You can see perhaps now why I leave a little bit of a gap there in the plastic, sorry, in the shrouding, so that we can get the plastic in underneath it. It can be quite tough to get these in. There we go. It's stiff to get it in, but it's in. hold this the right way around, like that, so it goes in that one and screws into there. These screws aren't magnetic. There we go. That's our main beam in place. The next one it tells you to do is the one at the bottom, which is the running light. The running light is the green one. Twit. Picking the wrong ones up. There's the green one. And my running light is going to go in the bottom down there, and it's going to be held in with this small piece here. There we go. Again, another little screw in there. That's that one in. And in the next diagram we put in the indicator and the headlight. Now the indicator is the blue one, which is a 3mm, and the headlight is a 5mm going in the bigger hole. And we have a double holder here, or double connector, and one screw holding it in. Just looking at the way around that this goes, which is like that, and it should go on like so. So that top one is the indicator. That's it. That bottom one is the beam headlight. So they're in. Like so. Good. One little screw to go in a hole there. All of our lights are in place. Nope. Moving on now to stage 72, which is where we prepare the front bumper. Being pre-painted saves a lot of painting, obviously. Just double check that there's nothing on there. Add this mortar off here, I'm going to throw something away. And there's the final grill part that we need. Oh, one at the top. There we go. So those are our 4 parts, 2 lights, and I've also got the necessary screws here as well to put it all together. Shouldn't need that now. It's necessary to drill some 1mm holes in this panel here. I'm just wondering, oh, that's for the covers that go on the front, the metal wire covers that go on the front. Okie dokie. So I need a 1mm drill. Just going to swap my glasses. You can see what I'm doing. Yep. There's 1mm done. Holes already marked out on here. Put my fingers here because if the drill goes straight through, it's always possible that the chalk will mark the plastic. It's only 2, isn't it? 1, 2. 1, 2, yep. If you don't make these holes, you can't fit the light guards. There's 1. There's 2. Useful little tool. Right, swap glasses. Last job of the day is to vacuum the floor. So we've got those holes done. On the back of this particular item, I need to clear off a little bit there that shouldn't be on there. There we go. Any more little bits that need to come off? No, just that one. So we fit these two parts together. It's quite nice, black behind the red. That was red originally, by the way, and I painted it. You can see there where it's been cut off the sprue. Primer in grey, and then I use Halford's satin black. 500ml can for £8. Works out at about 25 to 30% of the price of Tamiya paints. Sorry, but I find Tamiya paints very expensive. I buy the odd one where it's needed, like deck tan and things like that, but I've got so many black parts to do. Best to do it this way. Yep. I thought as much. Put the wrong screw in there. What happens when you talk and you don't concentrate on what you're doing? Talk amongst yourselves for a sec. Try again, shall we? Okay. Not doing them up until I've got all four in place. That's two in. There's three in. And there's the fourth one. And we just use some of the leverage to tighten them up. Just so don't over tighten them, so you just keep going until they stop. There you go. If you over tighten them, they might come through the front of the panel and ruin the panel, so have to be careful. I've got the windows open at the moment, you can probably tell that. Hear the birds whistling outside. So that's done. The next thing it's suggesting is this is fitted to here, which is going to go on there, and it goes onto there with two ME6s. I will give Tamiya their due. And their dies are excellent. All these parts, they all fit together. You don't get things that misalign. If you do, it's usually human error. I didn't want that. There you go. Looks good. Now we have to put in this piece, which is held in with 4 screws. Just looking at those, the 2 ME6s there, and the other 2 ME6s to hold the lights in. I was just wondering why I've got 2 extra ME6s. This part goes in like so, drops into there, and is held in place with 2 E8s. Which are these? Silver ones. One. Definitely going to have to get a new screwdriver, that's starting to slip. It's okay. For some reason there's a couple of larger screws go into here. ME6s, MA12s, 3B8s, yep. That's one. That's 2. So far so good. Next thing to do is to put in the light lenses and then the light units. Get rid of that bit of burr there because it might stop it from going in flush. That's fine. That one's not so bad. There we go. Got 2 areas where we can glue these, there and there. What I'm going to do is use contactor clear. I'm going to use a stick. Let's just identify which one goes where first. So we've got a glue point there and there. just, whilst I'm holding it in place, it's just mark around there like that with a pencil, just so I know where to put the glue, and the other one's in the middle, so that's pretty straightforward. Let's swap hands. Not an excessive amount on there, just a small. I'll just spread it on the back of there because I don't want it to come down onto the lens. Slightly more than I want on there. Yeah, you put too much on, you end up trying to clean the blooming stuff off. There we go. So just a couple of little bits of glue there. Would help if I put the right one in, wouldn't it? What are you doing, Colin? I'll get it right in a minute. There we go. The tricky part here is that I don't want the lens to drop incorrectly onto the glue. There we go. Just do it like that. That's all we need. Contactor takes probably 5 minutes to start to go off. Excuse me. So we'll try and be careful with that piece. Do the other side. Actually, I'll mark off what I want first. Pencil. I'll spread a glue there. I just find using a toothpick I have a lot more control over the glue than trying to use a brush on it. There we go. I didn't move to this. No. Here we go. What I'm going to do here is put a finger through there onto the back of it so I can just lower it down to where I want it, and that's gone into place now quite nicely. So before I sort of do anything else, I'm going to give that 10 minutes to go off. Okay, they've had a few minutes now to dry. I'm just going to fit these in now, and they are held in with just one screw. That's the yellow wire is the offside, so that'll be helpful to know. And it's just the one at the bottom. I see a peg goes in at the top, like so. Putting that one in wasn't easy, so we're going to use a tweezers. Scissor. I had to fight for that one. Yep. Just push that out of there. It'll glue back. In all honesty, you should leave contactor clear for an hour or two to go hard, and I didn't. Once I've got these in, I shall leave it alone for a bit. One front panel complete. Well, minus the number plate, I suppose. But that's stage 72 completed, and I'll leave that well alone now and let it dry.